Reyes out of Austin, longtime friend of us and the Guadalupe. So we want to show you a little bit of a snippet of life in Las Flores. Characters you'll be seeing and meeting when you come to see the Petra's Pecado. So this is a short scene, and it is also a work in progress. It is not the full thing. As you can see, we have a set that still needs to be finished, costumes that still need to be made, props that still need to be collected. So we're just giving you a nice little taste of life in Las Flores. Also, don't go away, because right afterwards we'll have a clip of recent productions from the Guadalupe's Teatro program, and after that, Jorge Piña and I will be sitting down to talk about Chicano Teatro here at the Guadalupe. So don't go away, but enjoy this snippet of Petra's Pecado by Rupert Reyes.
Since when has the church helped anyone?
Chano, this church is ours. Esta iglesia es de nosotros.
I knew you'd be here, Petra. Just what is this that I hear? You trying something behind my back?
No, Tina. It is something new that the new padre was...
Sorry it took so long. So what's your answer? Miss Tamayo, what brings you here? I mean, you know everyone here, right?
Of course I do. Buenas.
Buenas.
Chicano, you're back in town, I see. Will you be at work tonight?
If I still have my goddamn job.
No, that's okay. I understand. Oh, you used my recipe for the meatloaf. How is it?
¿Qué?
Well, Petra, I'll talk to you later at a more convenient time.
Miss Tamayo, why don't you join us? I understand that you participate in a celebration of El Dia de la Virgen de Guadalupe, and this year we have some new ideas.
New ideas? Father, I understand that you are new, and that it takes time to learn who does what and when in the church. And I know that you are going to make some mistakes, but why don't I come back later and explain some more things to you?
Miss Tamayo, I'm pretty excited about trying to get these people involved in this year's celebration. And we plan to do a play with Petra directing.
With Petra? A play? With this group?
Petra?
Oh, we were discussing it.
Yes. Well, I see. And what have you decided? That's what I thought. Father, shall we?
Please.
Padre.
We'll do it.
Hell yes, we'll do it.
Do what?
Now, you know not to speak Spanish in school. Turn around, lean forward, hold on to the edge of the desk.
Bueno, mira, yo les digo a todos mis estudiantes, el acordeón es muy emocional, ¿ves? como respira. Listen to her breathe. I guess it's different now, but back then it wasn't cool to play the accordion. I wanted to be playing outside, running around with my primos, getting necio. But my dad and my abuelo, they had other plans.
And the American anger that they can't properly digest refrites without ripping a bunch of pedos. Dear attentive in hospital, Lumbre, you realize that every kid born of Mexican parents in the United States comes immediately scrambled up in la cabeza. Not only do Americans will always see him as a perpetual potential wetback, his Mexican relatives will always ridicule how un-Mexican he is.
Nobody says projects, man. Nobody from Sanato. What do we say? What? Los Casianos. What are they?
Courts.
You have to make your peace with her and me. You know, she's been watching over you for years. And you better thank her while you still have time. Les presento Dolores de León, la Adelita del barrio Ghost Town.
Thank you, miss. I don't know what to say.
Simón. Gracias for all that you've done all these years, man.
Hola, we are live aquí at the historic Guadalupe Theater, and we're at the tail end of the Guadalupe-thon. We've been at it all day, and of course, Mr. Gamboa, Jorge Luis, wanted to apologize for, what did you want me to apologize for?
Technical difficulties.
Oh, no,
At least that's
not
what I
here,
heard.
not here in this teatro. No, he's been doing an excellent job. In fact, the whole staff has been doing an excellent job
course.
here all day long. They've been at it. They ate all the sandwiches, so that's a good sign. Bueno, thank you all very much. And Rodney, I want to thank Rodney for being with us today. And we're here to talk about Teatro Chicano. But before I continue, I just want to thank the cast for the short little piece that we just did of Petra's Pecado. Rodney Garza here is the guest director, and it's written by Ruperto Reyes. And for me, it brings a lot of memories because I first premiered this show back in 1995. In November of 95, we ran it for 12 shows, all sold out. It was such a big hit, I spoke to our executive director at the time, Pedro Rodriguez, and he said, bring it back. We did the following March of 96. That March had 5 full weekends. We had 19 shows, and we sold out. It was amazing. And since then, the production, or Roberto Reyes' script, has been presented and produced throughout the country for over 28 years now.
Yep.
And it's been really exciting. So we're really happy that we're bringing it back. We opened December 8th, run all the way to the 17th. 6 shows only, Friday, Saturday at 8, Sunday at 3. And the first Sunday, the 10th, Roberto Reyes will be here, and this will also be the last day for Rodney to join us. So we're going to give them a reception. So please buy your ticket online on our website. Okay, let's talk a little bit about Teatro Chicano. I've been at it for 50 years. I started in 1972. I performed here at this stage, a play written by Luis Valdez, No Saco Nada de la Escuela. And little did I know that I was going to come back here to work here Started in 1984, left 2000, returned 5 years ago. Christina Bailly, she took me out of retirement. And I said, no,
Lucky
no,
us.
no, no. We're not finished with you yet. So,
Gracias, Christina.
and I am so happy and very honored to return back. And it's been one play after another. So you saw a little couple of scenes right before we went on. These are the shows that we just presented recently. Ronnie, you want to say a few words about the pieces we just saw on
Well, I can
film?
certainly talk at least about the first piece, Crystal City, 1969, because I was a part of that. That was a play that we did with Caramia Theater Company from Dallas. And it's a play that it's been produced through Caramia several times, and I've been lucky enough to have been involved with it at least 3 times. And so this last time we were able to tour it, so we brought it from Dallas to the Guadalupe, and man, the energy, the gente that was here, they ate it up. And it was back in 1995, 96, when this place was just packed with people. It left me with an energy that it was kind of hard to match after that. But seeing the turnout that you guys had for Crystal City, that again brought back those incredible memories of hearts and minds being filled with Teatro Chicano. So it was also kind of really cool to see the cast from Dallas, who had never been in this building before, who had never performed in front of a San Antonio crowd, to take it all in, because I could see in their faces, they felt like I did back in '95 when we first did Petra's Pecado. I was lucky enough and blessed to have been the original director for Petra's Pecado. So for me, it's been an incredible reunion. This journey has been. So having been here in January with Crystal City, that for me was kind of like somewhat of a homecoming, because although I was living in San Antonio for a while. From '95 to about 2012, I was performing as an artist and directing, but I was also a teaching artist. And then my wife and I, we moved away and have been gone since 2012. So at the beginning of this year was kind of like my comeback to the Guadalupe. And you can't help but have your corazón filled with so much goodness when coming back to this place. Speaking of the clips that we saw, Nicolás Valdés had the second piece, Conjunto Blues, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with because he originated it here in San Antonio. Well, luckily for us, Nicolás was also part of Crystal City and became part of the Caramia Familia. So it was a joy for both of us to come back during that time to perform Crystal City for the San Antonio crowds. And that energy hasn't stopped since we got back.
Oh, it's been amazing. We also had another clip by Mono Aguilar. He wrote a play called Chato's Bridge. And that ran for 4 nights in March and again sold out. It's been amazing coming back to the Guadalupe. And the journey that I've had and Ronnie has had as teatristas, we have performed all over the country. When I started off, it was nothing but street theater. I had not performed in a real theater because when I performed here in '72, this was vacant, it was hollow, there was no stage lights, the city was ready to bulldoze it. I'm glad the Guadalupe Cultural Arts Center saved this building, and by '83 had raised $1 million and reopened in March of '84. But Rodney and I have an incredible amount of history, not only performing in the streets, but in theaters, tours, factories, camps, prisons, jails, shelters, you name it, international theater festivals, and so on. So there's a lot of history that we bring, and it's amazing that we also pass this on to our young people. We have a youth program in the summer called Grupo Animo, and that has been involved since 1992. In fact, Nicolás,
I was going to say, he's a
was
proud product of that.
he
that
was
program.
13 years old when he started.
Yep.
And now he's an instructor, one of the lead instructors.
Yep.
And so it's been amazing how we can bring and still manage to pass on our knowledge, our history onto these young folks. And Petra's Pecado, we honor our senior citizens through this show. Yeah. So there's a lot in between. And in Teatro Chicano, Chicana, we go after the issues. We go after what people don't want to talk about. For example, with Petra's, there's a scene about senior citizen abuse. We don't talk about that, but this play does.
And there's also a scene about a character who loses a loved one to a war, And that's, we learn how difficult that can be for folks. For me, one of the most beautiful aspects of Petra's Pecado is that it opens our eyes to those miracles that we take for granted on a daily basis. So many of us think that a miracle has to be a big thing where, so many people are touched and changed, but there really is miracles that happen to us on a daily basis. Heck, just being alive is a miracle most of the time. We just got to make sure that we look around us and see what is that is special about our lives, and certainly be filled with gratitude about that specialness. And so Petra's Pecado has some endearing characters. We started this journey. I first read the play, and I believe Jorge did it back in '94. And my first reaction to the play was, wow, this is our gente right here. And at the time, I was starting a new theater company in Austin called Teatro Humanidad Cansada, which to me, that name came from the power of the naming of Chicano teatros. After having seen the history of Chicano teatros, Teatro Campesino, Teatro de los Desarraigados, Teatro del Pueblo, all these teatros had strong meanings to their names. So for me, when I chose Teatro Humanidad Cansada, which for me means theater of the tired humanity, it's one of those things that we're tired of having to scrounge. We're tired of having to just be considered second-class citizens, not have our stories be shown. We're tired of many things. So anyway, for me, when I first read this play, I was like, this is one of the most perfect plays that we could produce as Teatro Humanidad Cansada. So once we started that 95, 96 run here, I took it to Austin and sold out shows over there with Teatro Humanidad Cansada. And, we've taken it to Houston, Dallas, Fort Worth, at least shows that I produced or directed. This is my 8th time doing it, and 5th time doing it with Jorge. And I guess you can see that there's something about this play that we feel compelled to keep telling this story. Partially because now it's become a Chicano classic since 28 years ago, but also just, because these stories need to keep being told, especially when it comes to certain aspects of our life, including the Virgen de Guadalupe, which this teatro is named after. There's certain things that are very important to us as a culture, as a group, as a people. And so those are the stories that we want to keep telling, and we hope that you keep enjoying them and keep asking for them.
Thank you, Rodney. I also want to mention, I mentioned Chato's Bridge, written by Mono, and Petra's Pecado, written by Rupert Reyes, 2 men. Well, we also have worked with women playwrights. Just recently, of course, way before COVID, we had Patricia Zamora, her one-person show with Curandera de Chocolate. She's from the Valley, and she wrote this piece, her experience of the curanderas of the Valley. And again, her show was sold out here. And then just recently, we were going to do Ana de Luna's piece, Carmen from Mexico. COVID hit, we had to stop, but we did bring it. We were patient, and her show was amazing. It's about her mom when when her mom was a little girl crossing over from Coahuila, Mexico into Texas, and all the triumphs and failures and challenges of growing up here in San Antonio in the 50s and 60s. And so we work with a lot of playwrights, directors, guest directors. We also want to work with, we also have a program called Teatro Salon, which works with young writers, and you don't have to be young. You can be an old writer like me and writing for the very first time, and this Teatro Salon. So we are bringing Teatro Salon this coming March, working with 2 outstanding theater companies. This is the collaboration, working closely with the National Performance Network. We have a nice grant with them. And the one group is called La Carpa de la Frontera, and they are from San Diego, California, and working very closely with Su Teatro from Denver, Colorado. There's a collaboration, and the piece is called La Carpa de la Frontera, and it's going to be held here at the Plaza Guadalupe, because hopefully this theater is going to be closed for renovations, and I can't wait for that.
Ya era tiempo para eso, ¿verdad? This teatro has served us well with everything that it has in it, pero every once in a while we all need a little upgrade or a little lift of our faces, como quien dice a veces. So it's necessary, and it'll be a nice break for the staff as well. because they're constantly producing. I mean, you got your schedule is crazy. It's amazing. I don't know how you guys keep up with all this, and certainly they do it for our comunidad, for our gente, because they keep asking for it and because they deserve it. So thank you, you, Christina, and everyone else in the staff that you guys have that vision and that corazon to make sure that these things keep happening. To me, this teatro and this space, not only because I've been coming back and forth for so long, but it also holds a special place in my heart because this is where I met my wife. We worked together on a show back in 1999 called Surcos de Oro, Watered by Tears by Silviana Wood. And she was a dancer in the production, and I was playing Cesar Chavez. And, it was one of those things that our relationship blossomed a few months after that. And we've been together 23 years.
Wow.
So for me, our love story started here, just as my love story with Guadalupe started here when I first stepped onto the stage. Even our son, who's about to be a quinceañero, he even performed on this stage when he was like about a year and a half. Now, he wasn't a performer quite yet, but he was in one of the dance productions because they needed a little child to be in one of the dance numbers, and so he ended up making his debut on this stage as well. So, it's all kinds of connections that we have to this teatro and to this organization. So we thank you for the donations that you're providing, for the energy that some of you volunteers bring to this place, and for all the work that this staff on a daily basis just kind of goes one level above to do what it takes to keep this teatro and this organization alive and growing.
So your donations are needed. This is what this whole day is about, donating. And of course, every nonprofit throughout the country, they're knocking on your door, and I hope you can answer our door. We are here not just for the Chicanos and Chicana people of our city, but we as Chicanos, we invite everyone. The door's there. Please come and celebrate our cultura. And we do. It's amazing how sometimes we'll get a busload of tourists coming in to see our shows, our exhibits, our festivals, taking classes. We also have people that drive all the way from Austin, Corpus, and other small cities to take our classes, the accordion, bajo sexto, voice, and mariachi, and of course, folclórico mexicano and flamenco. It's amazing the kind of work that we've been doing here for quite some time. We have been incredibly acknowledged by our peers and by funding sources throughout the country. It's been very, very exciting for us, seeing my family grow here, seeing the folks. And it's fascinating when right before the play starts and people are coming in, and I get to hear all these stories from people talk about, I used to come here, when I didn't have shoes, and they used to let us. So I always wondered why I always like to sit way in the corner over there. So este señor told me that one of the ushers or the managers, he would let in all the kids that were shining shoes. They didn't have zapatos, and they said they used to smell. And so they used to put them all in the corner over there, and us, eran trabajadores, niños, working for, and he was telling me, well, how much do you shine shoes? At 2 cents, 5 cents, sometimes they would give me a dime, and it was amazing. So I get to hear all these stories from our seniors about when they were here at this historic Guadalupe Theater back in 1942.
That's amazing. It's amazing the history that this place has, and now it's not lost on me that the swan song production for this teatro is Petra's Pecado, having to deal with the Virgen de Guadalupe. The story is just kind of perfect for this teatro to begin with, and so we're hoping that that some of that miraculous energy from that show stays in this house, and that's one of the things that kind of stays behind as the renovation starts, so that energy carries over to the next phase of this teatro, of this whole complex that the Guadalupe has going on here. So make sure that you catch the show before it sells out, porque this will be your last taste of what we're getting to see of the inside of this teatro before it becomes basically a new space for the most part.
All righty. Okay, let's wrap it up. But before I say good night, I think right after us, we're going to be showing and talking about something that's been going on for 40 years now, the Holiday Saxophone Concert. It's amazing. 40 years
Talk
now.
about historia, right?
And run by George Prado. And it's an evening of saxophone players coming about, the West Side Sound, R&B, instructors from the University of St. Mary's, Trinity, SAC. They all come down, bring their students. And it's an amazing party. It's almost sold out. And so we just went tickets live last week, and we're almost sold. And you know what? We always sell out, and we hardly even write a press release now. It's word of mouth, and it's people that have been coming to see the holiday saxophone concert for years now. And of course, George Prado will be here with his son Aaron, and of course, legendary Frank Rudarte, Joe Posada, and Michelle Garabay, and many, many others. Sometimes we have up to 30 or more saxophone players from that line all the way to that line playing at the same time. It's an amazing event. So that's right. So that segment's right after this, and the performance or the concert is December 22nd. But I guarantee you there will be no tickets at the door. You need to buy them early.
Puro party, San Antonio. So get out.
Puro party. All righty. Well, thank you so much. And que viva Teatro Chicano Chicana. And can't wait for the Teatro to be reopened. And I got to figure out what kind of play or what play I'm going to open this theater with. That's going to be a lot of pressure.
That's a hard one to decide, I'm sure.
All righty. Thank you all very much. Muy buenas noches.
Que viva el Guadalupe.